Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the Internal Revenue Service. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about unpaid back taxes and your options. I worked at IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice in tax defense for 40 years. I'm a national expert in IRS resolution matters. I've been on TV a lot. Many of you have come to me because you've seen me on the national news on many interviews I've done. You can go and see them on my website, but more importantly, see my team of brilliant former IRS agents and attorneys, all handpicked by me at 777irs.com. Once again, you can see those videos and my national team right there. I do these videos for 3 reasons: so you don't get ripped off, so you find out the truth, you can make a decision whether to hire or do the work yourself, which many of you should, and I try to educate you and teach you what you really need to know. So as a former revenue officer, I've worked thousands of, I don't even know, probably over 10,000 cases in my life. I worked a lot of cases with IRS because of the inventories when I worked there. But on unpaid taxes, you have 3 options pretty much that are going to play out that I want to talk to you today about. What you got to know is everything is predicated on your financial statement. If you got a letter and you're calling the 1-800 number, then you're going to use the 433F form. You should have it filled out before you call them. If you go into the revenue officer, they're going to want the 433A. If you're going to do an offer and compromise, they're going to want the 433A OIC or the 433B OIC. Those are the financial statement forms that you're going to need. There's 3 ways usually that IRS closes cases. Everything predicated on how well you do with those financial statements and how well you know how to fill them out and know what your best advantage is to know what information to give them, what information not to give them, and the timing. There's a lot of factors that make the case better. So when you give them that financial statement, they're going to ask for documentation. The service center will ask for less. The revenue officer will ask for more. The offer and compromise group is going to ask for a ton of information. With that, most cases with the service center and with the revenue officer, they're going to place your case into either currently non-collectible, which means the case will stay there and non-collectible and come out in a couple of years, 3, 4, maybe 2, who knows. Or you can get a payment agreement with IRS. Those are the 2 likelihoods. The other one is you may get a recommendation for someone to file an offer and compromise and to settle your debt through the offer. Now, let me tell you about the offer and compromise. People make knee-jerk reactions. Oh, I can settle my debt. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to resolve this. I got to give them $10,000. What's the percentage? It doesn't work like that. It's all by formula. It's all by formula. IRS is going to want to know what are the value of your assets, and IRS is going to want to know what your income and expense ratios are, and there's a formula dedicated to figure out how much your offer will be. So the offer comprises of 2 parts: the valuation of your offer and the valuation of your money versus expenses. I do those on other videos. The bottom line here is if you're going to do this yourself, you must know the IRS National Standards Program. If you don't even work your case. You better call, do YouTube research, find out what the National Standards Program is. So how do you know whether you should represent yourself or not? Very simple. First of all, if it's a small case, represent yourself. Nothing wrong with it. However, it's a larger case, you owe more money. IRS is going to make a much deeper dive. If you don't want IRS making a deeper dive, you better go ahead and find somebody who will represent you, like us or whoever, your neighbor, whoever does IRS tax resolution. So the bigger cases, IRS does a deeper dive. They have a higher graded revenue officer. So unpaid taxes is not something to be afraid about whatsoever. Just your financial statement simply is going to determine how IRS is going to close the case. It's that simple. It's nothing to be afraid about. There's no fear factor. Make sure all your tax returns are filed. Make sure you're making current tax deposits if you own a business. And more importantly, if you're self-employed, make sure you're making estimate payments. By the way, I need a subscription. Why? YouTube says we need subscriptions. Leave me a comment. Subscription is big because YouTube thinks they're big for us. So give me one, a like, a comment. Thank you.